Okay, yeah, I like this idea about the diverse hiring panels. What about requirements for diverse slates? Does that have an impact? How many people, I hear companies, in the past, they might have had, you had to have one person of color or woman on a slate. Now you hear maybe about going up as high as two. What are your thoughts there?
So this is a question where I don't know that we have sort of very super concrete data that suggests there's sort of some mixed evidence on this. So number one is, I think the basic thing is why the attraction phase is so important is because if you want to, for example, hire somebody like an underrepresented minority, you can't hire that person if they never make it into the application pipeline and if they never make it to the interview stage, right? So getting them to that stage is really important. If you are fortunate enough to have candidates, it really only matters one if they're qualified for the role. So that should be really important. There is some emerging evidence that that you need to have more than one of an other category to increase the odds that an individual from that sort of other category, for lack of a better term, gets selected. I'm not sure if that's something that we have great evidence on. I just point to one study that one of our colleagues, Brian Lucas, just did. He's in the organizational behavior group here, and he looked at an intervention where he asked candidates to refer potential candidates to a job, right? And so part of the idea was please create a short list of people that might be a good candidate, and then gave them targets to increase the length of that short list, right? And when you went from, say, give us 5 people that that might be good for this job to 10, right? The number of women, when men were recommending the number of women included in that list grew when you asked them to include a longer list. However, it didn't see an effect on the odds of a woman actually getting hired for the job. So it was able to increase the pool, didn't actually affect the final hiring decision.
Okay, great. And one of our viewers has noted in the chat here that it's helpful to track representation numbers at each phase of the hiring process to see if and where diverse talent falls out of the process at a greater rate. So that's a great tip, Erica. Thank you.